auto to mod on your computer. First of all, you want to make sure that you've installed Grand Theft Auto on your hard drive. I have mine in two different areas. You can install it on the C drive. I have mine on the C drive here, so I can set up different trainers here. I use a simple native trainer here, and I also have mine set up here on the G drive, where I do most of my modding. Now, the first thing you want to pay attention to is the file called dsound.dll. And this file version I use is for the date is January 27, 2009. That works with patch 1.0.7.0. So kind of keep that in mind. It actually works for all the patches from what I believe, but I use it just for this patch. That's the one I'm using though. And you don't really even need to install the patch. I used to play with this a lot trying to think I had to install the patch, but actually these files kind of take care of that for you. So you can do a fresh install, make sure you have this file, and then you should be set to go for the dsound part. And then down here, you want to add the ScriptHook file. I use the C++ ScriptHook for my trainer, so you would use ScriptHook.dll, and I use May 28, 2010, which works for the patch I mentioned earlier. So another thing you could test too is when you're, let me show you how to, before I do that, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and run this for those who don't know. Just click where it says launch GTA IV, right click it, run as administrator. You get that pop up. Mine seems to be running a little slow here. And then the social club, and you would just click on play or play offline, and it'll allow you to go ahead and run it from there. Now sometimes when you install the dsound file, if it's not the correct one, your mod will fail. And the way you can find that out is you look for a file called ASI log. This is a text file. And this is by Alexander Blade. He created this, and this will show all the things that are displayed to the screen that are loading from the DirectX. And this is just a sound mostly here. And then when you get down here to the bottom, it's going to pick up the trainer. This one, for example, I have the simple native trainer set up, so it's going to pick up trainer. And then on the second one, it's going to show the repeat it again, but this time it's going to show an address after it. Now look, pay attention to this number right here, because if you see something like, let me just kind of copy this and put this down here, for example. And let's just say that this was gone and this was still existing here. So if you see something like this, that means your trainer has failed because it was not able to find out where to put it in memory. Okay, and then more than likely you're going to run the game and you'll find out the keys aren't responding to the trainer, so it means it's failed. So okay, that should help you out there. Now another thing you might want to know is where to get the ScriptHook. I get that from people too. So where I was showing you earlier, that's where you can get, like I said, the ScriptHook version. You just click on this, and then the download. This is just where they have it set up now. And then these are all the files for the ScriptHook right here. And the main ScriptHook file is running right in here. The default is called custom fiber thread.cpp. Let me actually open this one just to show you. Okay, so this is the main file where you can do the modding. The main one has like the spawn car in it, change player skin, a teleport, to kind of get you set up for basic stuff. This is kind of where you can get started and kind of play with stuff as you start learning more about C++ programming and stuff like that. And this just runs everything inside of a script, so everything down inside of here is just what's running internally within the game. And then if you pay attention here, you'll see telepoint to waypoint. So it's basically taking this and reading this function from which is actually earlier up here in the game. So you set your functions before in the voids and all that, and that's how it activates everything from within the run script area. It does the same thing with spawn car. It just goes and it reads the spawn car function, which I think was at the beginning here, right here. And this one is just allowing the cars to show up in the game. Trying to see if they were spawning a particular car here. Let's see, model. Oh, I think it's down here. Yeah, right here, requested a model banshee. So if you change this right here, you can spawn different cars. And I don't want to work off this trainer, but this is how I got my start, and probably everybody's got their start. But if you wanted to know from a specific standpoint, you can actually just go here, right click it, go to definition, and it'll take you right to the model. So you can, if you want to do a different kind of model, you can just pick it up here, and it'll pick up different cars and stuff like that, and a helicopter or whatever you decide to put in the game. So that's that part. So let me just close this out. Okay, that'll kind of get people set up for the basics and stuff like that. And anytime you want to add a new method here, you would always go to this other file here called customer fiber thread.h, and you would just add them in here as you come up. So if you come up, for example, let's say suddenly you wanted to learn how to spawn a pedestrian or something like that. I don't know if that's correct or not, but you would just put it in here, and then you would take this method here, copy it, then inside of here you would create your method. Like here they have the spawn car, custom fiber thread. I was hoping the thing would pop up, but it didn't. Spawn ped, and you can just kind of set up your body right here for whatever you want to do with it, and that's how you would set up your new functions. So do all this. Take that out. Okay, so that kind of would get people started who want to get started on the ScriptHook and want to start writing their own stuff. Now they have this other file, main.cpp. This kind of runs from the threads. I actually bypass that one. I don't use it in mine. And this file is really important to script. Actually, no, this is the wrong one. Well, mine's over here, but I don't know. Let me see if I can find their default here. Back here. I think it's right in here. Right here, scripting.h. This is where they set up all the natives in the game. Now, when you want to go install something new, sometimes, if you look here, this is the scripting dirty. This means that these natives are not yet set up, so you can define them yourself. Like, for example, if I wanted to take one of these, let me see if I could find one that I've never actually used before. Get maximum time in water. I know I never used this one before, so you would basically go ahead and take this one and copy it. Copy it like that. You would go back to your scripting. Find an appropriate place to put it. I just put mine at the top because these are all the ones I added in for myself down here. So you go back up here again. Yeah, I'm still in. Oh, you know, I'm still in their file here. So let me go to mine. Here we go. So I have my own setup here: vehicle, miscellaneous. I just kind of stick it in miscellaneous or something like that, and copy it. And then you would go in and you would want to change these. I'm guessing this is going to be ped, and this is going to be a timer. So you can rename this one to like integer time, I guess, or something like that, because it's the time in the water. So you just kind of play with them and kind of guess at what they're going to be. And then over here you make this the same as what's over here. And then that would allow you to go in and set up this one in the game. So if I want an example, set it up somewhere here, let me just copy it like this. Right click it. Oops, I still got theirs in here. Let me see, where did mine go? Right here. And then I'll just stick it here, but it doesn't belong here. But you would just basically go in here and set it up. And I don't know, like 10 o'clock or whatever, I don't know. And this is just the ped native, so I would need to go in and initialize this one. Oops, what am I doing? Ped. It's hard to find. I wonder if I did something wrong here. So there's some time in water. Let me just rebuild this and see what it says. Oh, it didn't fail. Okay. So, I don't know why it's doing that. It's underlining this, but maybe it doesn't like this over here or something. But this is how you would set them up in the game. Once you've copied them and transferred them over here, it'll be able to see them, and then you can kind of reuse them and stuff like that. So, that's pretty much all I can really tell you at this point. I think that would get people set up on how to set up Grand Theft Auto and kind of give you a little bit hint of how to get your own mod started in a game. There's just a README file right there. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my videos if you're interested, and like I said, tell me what you're still looking for, and I'll try to throw that up for you. Have a good one. Create this video for people that actually want to know how the trainer is installed and stuff like that, and the files that you need to run a trainer. This is not for Xbox configuration. This is actually just for a PC. I do not own an Xbox, so unfortunately I have no way to assist you in that. I would recommend, though, Googling anything to do with Xbox, you know, mods and stuff like that on the internet, and you can, I'm sure there's a lot of YouTube videos where you can find that too. Anyways, what you're looking at here is one of the areas where I've actually installed Grand Theft Auto 4. And another thing I wanted to mention, for those who may not know, you can actually install Grand Theft Auto in more than just one location. I mean, this may be, you know, maybe obvious to some people, but I actually have it stored here, and I also have it stored here on my C drive. Actually, you know what? I probably moved it. Okay, so this is my, I had it on my D drive, excuse me, so it's on my D drive. My D drive is my bigger drive. It's my terabyte. So this one shows, this is the Grand Theft Auto 4. See, this is a D drive, and this is the G drive. So I have it installed at 2 different places. The nice thing about that is you can actually, if you're testing one mod or another, you can test one mod here, for example, and then test a different mod here. I've done that before too. I actually have the regular ScriptHook set up here in this one. And on this one, I just have like the native, simple native trainer. So, anyways, let me kind of show you how this works and get started here. Okay, so the first thing you want to know, and what's really important, is make sure you have the correct files. Now, the version I'm using is 1.0.7.0, and for that, you will need this file called dsound.dll right here, and you can get that pretty much anywhere online these days. And look for the one that's usually specified between January 27, 2009. This one seems to work with all the other versions that I've used. And then down here, you will also want to make sure you have the latest ScriptHook. Unfortunately, the place where you can used to get this, where I used to get it, was at gtaforums.com. I'll show you. I've showed this to people before, but actually at the gtaforums.com here, and then you go to the place here. Let's see if they, oh, somebody's updated it recently here. The Aero ScriptHook, you used to be able to get it right here. This is where the SDK is too, but unfortunately, some reason, let's see if it's going to work. It hasn't been working for a while. Yeah, it's not getting a page not found. But I know if you go to the end here, assuming they don't change this too much, it was like in the last few pages, I think it was like on 84. Somebody put a link into it. I think it was somewhere here. I think this might be it right here. That's going to take you to another site, it looks like. But you can download it in other areas too. So just kind of look out for it here, and you would just click download in this area. Mine just opened up here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that, but then you'll get this is the SDK. Since it's not available there, you can still get it here, and then you can use the latest SDK. So now I don't think this will include the ScriptHook.dll file. You probably have to get that in another area there, but look for it, and look for the May 28, 2010 version, and make sure you're running any version you have of a ScriptHook that matches with that version. If not, then it's not going to work. I've had so much trouble trying to figure that out. And then basically all you have to do is go inside of your trainer and just debug everything. And I guess I'll add a little bit more to this to kind of explain something else here. This will be, I guess, a little bit extra tips or whatever you want to call it. So the next thing you'll want to look for is make sure that you're using the correct trainer. I think it might even say on the main page here. Let's see. July 21st, 2012. That's my notes there. Let's see, 2009. Be nice if they actually updated the dates on these, but they don't. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is some of the things that have actually changed in the last trainers compared to this one. And this is the version 1.0.7.0. The things that have actually changed is the way the... Actually, I'm in the wrong one here, scripting. The way the natives have changed. Now, they used to have them where they had removed all this. This was actually changed here at the end, but they added this extension in here from the newer ScriptHooks, and I might be able to get that on the download here. Let me see. I have to go to the help file for that. Where did I put it here? Let's go back here and relocate the folder. Give me 1 second. I know I have it here somewhere. I'm ready to go back and download it again. I must have closed it out. Usually I have that download link there. Well, let me just go back and just open this back up again here, so I can see the location where I downloaded it to. So what I'm looking for is the README. Here we go. Okay, oh, I shouldn't have closed that. Keep my trainer back open here. I think I'll switch these screens too. Hopefully you can see this. I hope this is the one where he talks about it. One of these he explains like the changes that have been done. Minor changes in your code to get them to compile. Just kind of reading through here. If you need to use any natives. Yeah, so basically some of the things have changed from the last versions they had to the previous version. So anything that does change, they'll always list that in their READMEs. And this is the last README that's actually ever been in existence out there. Unfortunately, all the other ones, all the other trainers, guess you could say, maybe, it might even be in here. Let's see. I'm trying to find, like, from the programmer standpoint, the things that you want to pay attention to and stuff like that. But I don't know if I see it in here. This might be it, too. Let's see. Yeah, this is actually it right here. Update guide. So this will tell you the things that have changed. It shows like the previous stuff and then how it's changed over, basically. Some of the ways that they renamed stuff and different kind of threads that they're using that have actually changed and stuff like that. But pay attention to that too, because I think this is it right here. I was trying to show you earlier. The comparisons of how these are the native names. The native names have actually changed. Return native invoke. Let's see here. BA. Yeah, this is what they did. They had these in there before, and they kind of just took this out and kind of moved this up. So that's the things you want to pay attention to if your native names are not compiling correctly. Okay. So like I said, this is just a short video for those who wanted to know. I don't know if there's anything else I could throw in here for like a tip section. If anybody wants to know how to use like the keys and stuff like that, I could show you that too. You may already know that, but let me do a search here and show you what I mean. VK. Here's one right here where it says VK_numpad. This is actually just reading the Win user file. VK. Oh, why is that finding it here? VK button, and this shows you all the virtual keys that are set up, and as you can set them up in your program. You can also do them in just regular C++ code too. It doesn't have to just be the GTA trainer or the ScriptHook. Let's see what they have it right here. So if you go back here to my example, get a sync key state, and this is how you read the keyboard. And then you just select which kind of keys are you reading. This is the numpad 5, and it just picks up the the virtual key set up through Microsoft. So simple stuff, I'm sure, but you know, that's just kind of some of the things that you might want to know about. And I'm just going to kind of go through this a little bit. Give me a second. One moment here. I'll be right back with a second. Sorry guys, I'm trying to cook dinner at the same time. So, what did I do here? Let's change this. People have been asking me about this too. I don't know if I can explain this or not. How to set up in multiplayer. This version doesn't work with multiplayer, but if you have a version that does... Well, actually, you know what? I'm sorry, this version does work with multiplayer. This doesn't seem to work with, like, the deathmatch and some of the others. Oops, I was wondering what happened here. I love how it does that. Okay. This sets up the network so that it exists on every machine. It's kind of like the initialization point when you want to start working and doing stuff in multiplayer. And let's see here. I have mine all disabled, I think. I don't really use multiplayer a lot, but I could do this one. This gets the network when you're trying to grab a vehicle in multiplayer. You would want to use GetNetworkIdFromVehicle. This right here is the object for the car. And if you look up here, you'll see that I actually just grab in the closest car that comes within my player's range, and it gets the ID for that by putting it in the net ID. And then once you get this ID, you pass it to RequestControlOfNetwork, and then from there you're able to, how would I say that? You're able to not, I guess you could say, you're able to seize any car that's showing up basically in the multiplayer and do stuff with this. In this case, I just set the car coordinates. So there's different stuff like that you can do with the network ID. Trying to see if there's anything else. Here's how you do it with the objects. Get network ID from the object. In this case, you would just use the last object. This last object is basically my last spawned object in the game. And then once again, you just pass that to the appropriate ID. So. Oh, I just saw something I was going to show you, but I guess I just lost it there. People want to know how to kick people. Yeah, that sounds fun, right? There's one called Network Kick Player. And then you have to access something from the player menu. So let me do a search here on the player menu. Menu item, actually. So basically, this is just cycling through a list of people, I believe. Let me see where this is coming from. Yeah, it's just cycling through a menu that's set up right here. A list of players in the game, so to speak. So I can get back to where I was here. Lost my spot. This right here, if you're curious, this actually shows you how to see which player is active in the game. This get player name will show the people that's actually active in the game based on 0, 1, and how many people is actually showing up in multiplayer. So you can actually display their name. What it does here is it displays their name to the screen when you're going through a menu. There's a menu I have that actually shows you. You could scroll through it and it'll show you all the players that are playing in multiplayer. See if I can get back to the other thing I was going to show you earlier, but went too fast. I think it's right after this. Right here. Here's how you check to see which player is active. And this one's just cycling through my menu. That's what this is doing. It's going through the menu. So this tells you which player is active in the game. And this is how what it's doing is actually warping to the player in this point. So it's just, you ever seen one of those that actually allows you to warp, appear next to a player in the game? This is how it's actually done. So. Okay, I was going to see if I can move on to anything else here. Or I may just call this a day. Let me see here. This is like in my ped area. Explosion controls. If I get requests, guys, from you, then you can kind of tell me what you're looking for to learn, particularly like modding, other than the videos I already have present. Then I can kind of just go over that. I think maybe I'll just end it here, but let me see. I wanted to go down here real quick. Here's some more of that stuff too. Network active player. Network has left the game. Here's another one. So if the player has left the game, this shows you, has the player not left the game? That's what this little exclamation mark means in front there. Has the player not left the game? And this is going to still show the people in the menu. Maybe I'll have to do another video showing you how that menu works in multiplayer. But I think I'm just going to wrap this one up to try to keep this one consistent. I know it started with how to set up the modding in Grand Theft Auto, and I kind of went another direction. But I just wanted to add a little bit of extras for people that are still looking for other things. And then every time, again, when you want to run that mod, you have to right-click on the launch GTA IV from your GTI folder. And then you run as administrator. You probably might not see it here, but it'll say run as administrator. You just click that, and then let me see if I can get this to pop up when I do it. It won't run the game. It'll pop up a warning box. Microsoft security. Prevent people from going in and changing stuff. And you'll probably see this as social club, and then you just basically log in from here. So it's going to call that a day, and maybe I'll put some more GTA videos up there of some different mods and stuff. I'm working on a kind of a newer gravity one right now. And I've got it right now where I can push the cars like away from me. If they're coming near me, I can push them away from me. So, and not like just in random directions. They'll actually push in the opposite direction away from me. So, see you guys later. Have a good day.